Okay, I'm Sean. We need to say goodbye to Myra and Randy. But before we do, the producers tell me that you have some comments on the other couples. The way I leaned in.
Oh, I leaned in.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
That's ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yes,
Let's love. And then I scrumped. And then I went,
Well done, Matt Sharp. Well done.
I
This
think
was a nice cast, honestly.
instead of
They needed
having, I love Veronica and Tim, get me, Randy, and Myra on the phone.
Well, I think they would be a lot for an hour. I think
yeah.
it's good for balance.
Get the two wicked stepsisters.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, y'all, and I'm going to say this right now. I don't care what they do in life. I'm always going to have love in my heart for Myra because she'd read Danielle for filth on fucking stage.
It's true.
I love that woman.
You emasculated your husband. Yeah.
You put his balls in your purse. I fucking loved it.
The most tone deaf thing I thought or use of the ball metaphor was Gabe.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, maybe
when Gabe said that, I was like,
I was like, is there any other metaphor
Like-
you can use?
like, why don't you just say man up and just
Yeah.
really gross us out?
Yeah.
Don't use that term, y'all.
Well, I think it's so pervasive in our culture.
Well, I'll tell you now.
But as a trans person, I'm not going to tell him how to live his life, but it would help if he stopped using things like that.
But I could tell him how to use it because that affects me.
Yeah.
Because that's some masculine thing, and when you grow up as a sissy boy, you don't have enough
Yeah.
balls.
Well,
you're
I
not
think
manly.
maybe he finds that helpful because he has balls.
That's
now.
great, but he should not say it.
Yeah.
Full stop.
I don't like it either. I just
it's not about him. It's about us.
I just thought it was quite. I was like,
little tone deaf. Yeah. But
y'all, it's toe. It's toe. It's part two of the tell. It's part two of the.
I
part
still
two
feel
of
like
the
we're in the
tell-all.
first episode. We're not. We're on the second one.
Yes.
Did you start timing?
Yeah, that's why it's counting up.
Your father's not a glass maker. I can't see through your leg.
I've never heard that one.
Really?
I've heard you make a better door than you do a window.
You've never heard your father's
I've
not a
never
glass
heard
maker?
your father's not a glass maker. That sounds like a clumsy way to say that.
That's what I would hear when I'd stand in front of the TV or somebody would say, your daddy's not a glass maker. Move out of the way.
Because your father would have made glass.
Now,
and
if your
made
dad
you.
was a glass maker, like one of those guys that I got my Christmas ornaments from at Dollywood, then you could say he is.
Actually, my
glass maker.
my father blows beautiful glass.
Oh, we're going to go to this place where they blow glass when we go to Italy, and I'm so excited. I hope I can get a Christmas ornament.
Like all straight men.
Yes.
Yes, we're gonna go to a place that blows ornament. Sure, that's a yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Announcements, Poods.
Oh, sorry. I should do this.
Y'all don't forget about my cousin Leah Marr going to be at Dallas Pride. Be sure to check it out.
I just
the
wish...
Etheridge Experience. Come to my window.
I just wish that could have been to last, so it doesn't feel like the most
Well, it would
important
be if
one.
you were prepared for announcements.
You threw it at me.
Welcome to my world.
Selling Sunset season
That coffee
6.
kicked in. I gotta calm
I know.
down.
Selling Sunset season 6 is out.
Poodle
our
has to
episodes-
say it. I can't because of my rubber bands.
There's a lot of reasons why you can't say it.
It's good.
It's very good. Our episodes came out yesterday, I believe.
Ooh, and I watched the Channy where she does Chriselle and G Flip. It's so good. They're meant to be together. It's in the stars. I love G Flip. Who knew? I love G Flip. You do too.
I know. I just don't
It's a
think
weird
it's a normal.
sentence.
It's a weird sentence to say. I was grappling with that. I love G Flip. I don't know if I have really strong feelings about G Flip. I do like Chriselle and G Flip together.
I like Chriselle, the Chriselle we see with the G Flip.
Yeah.
I think they are good for her.
I will say the season is great just for the Palm Springs girls trip in alone. But there were some really great moments earlier in the season. We meet Jason's new 24-year-old girlfriend. Marilu.
Brett is in there like 2 scenes. And because Davina is gone most of the show, we have a special segment called Where in the World is Davina?
What is Davina doing?
What's Davina doing?
She took quite a tour. She was in Sunset for a while. She was on Sunset.
You can't, yeah.
Then she was on the east side for a while, and then for a long time she was in the Central Valley, or she was in the Valley.
Yeah.
At that Ralph's on Vineland, Magnolia.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's a rough Ralph's.
We can't go to that.
I'm sorry.
Again.
I will say this:
if
if you're listening now, and that's your Ralph's, there are better grocery stores close by. But not that. What is that one? What that Gelson's in Sherman Oaks is so expensive. Right there on Coldwater.
The one by the Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, I bet.
You don't either?
Yeah.
I want to thank a sissy who told me a life hack of how you can make a double-decker taco from Taco Bell, and I'm still thinking about it.
How do you do that?
You just order a soft taco with beans and then a taco, and just put your taco in the soft taco with beans.
What?
Why didn't I think of that?
I don't know.
It's a double-decker magic.
But why can't you, if you said you can't go to Taco Bell because they don't have the food you like anymore.
Yeah, they don't.
So eating a double-decker taco is not the same as eating a regular taco.
No, it's different.
It's
very
the
different.
same
No,
ingredients.
tastes very different.
I when you say, oh, they don't have the things I like there anymore,
They don't.
it's all the same shit.
I don't want a Mexican pizza.
And when I
That
say
was never my
shit,
jam.
I mean, oh, the Mexican pizzas are delicious. You're wrong. You're incorrect.
Someone just came alive.
I will say this. Y'all, Taco Bell is theoretical food. It only exists in a theoretical. There is a liminal space that you remember eating Taco Bell, the first bites of Taco Bell when you were drunk, and then that liminal space exists.
Your pituitary gets overloaded.
The reality of Taco Bell is done within maybe 60 seconds of eating food. And you're like, why did I get this? I still have weird, good memories of Taco Bell, and I don't know how they ever got there. Anyway, we need to move on. Ultimatum Queer Love, May 24th drops. I think episodes 1 through 4 will drop.
Okay.
I've seen one episode. It's bonkers.
I gotta watch.
Love is Blind. It's official. Love is Blind season 5 has been announced for September, which makes me think, to put on my tinfoil hattie hat, I think we're gonna get treated to something out of the Love is Blind / Vanessa Lachey, Nick Lachey universe for the next few months.
We're gonna get after the altar first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Allow me to illustrate. I think we're going to get Ultimatum Queer Love that's going to go into June. Probably the fourth week or third or fourth week of June.
And then July
Then
4th.
I'm gonna say we're gonna get another perfect match. That's gonna have some people from Ultimatum Queer Love and maybe some Love Is Blind people and The Mole and Circus and
Because those are actually
Gimme
those
All
are
the Food.
The reason Perfect Match is the easy show to make.
So easy.
One location, everybody goes there.
Yeah.
It's like whereas Love Is Blind and they're
And I guarantee they can
Documentary.
film them back to back. The
Yeah.
perfect matches.
I bet you they filmed 2 seasons at once.
That I think is probably next. Then like you said, we're gonna get ATA. We're gonna get After the Altar probably in August for.
I don't know why my gut says they're gonna have like 5 or 6 episodes of After the Altar.
Normally
more.
it's 3.
I feel like they're gonna have more.
And then y'all, we're gonna get Love Is Blind in September. The only ones we officially do are After the Altar and Love Is Blind. And Perfect Match.
We're not doing that show.
We did do a Bi Curious.
It was
Which
not good.
I still say it was not good. I watched every episode.
You did. You did.
After a while, it just felt like punishment, but I needed to finish it.
Where are we? I don't even remember what our
Announcements.
Oh, okay.
I think that's it. The Bi Curious of Indian matchmaking.
It was great. Oh, we had a great
we
time
haven't recorded
talking about
it yet.
that.
I've decided what episode we're gonna watch.
When you screamed Hercules over and over, I didn't know what it meant, but I enjoyed it.
But check out our Indian matchmaking Bi Curious on the $5 tier. I think that's it. I think we can jump into Jen and Rishi.
Let's.
Y'all,
Rishi.
They're talking again. Ren.
Rishi. Ren.
I think Jishi.
I like Jishi, yeah.
I don't know if she's been a lot of time coming up with a couple name. I think she's sadly she's not done, but this is never going to pan out for her. Jenny and Submit were the exception. You know why?
They are.
Jenny allowed so much.
Now I'm wondering if she did watch, which that question's still not been asked. They're not going to bring it up, but I wish they would. But like Veronica and Tim could bring that up.
I was shocked that no one had seemingly watched Jenny and Submit's season because they were asking questions about Indian culture and marriage that it seemed like none of them, from a very American perspective.
Boy, that's the truth.
Yeah.
But boy, that was a bad goodbye when they left. And then to find out they're together again, I went, oh, Jen.
Yeah. Jen's a backslider, y'all.
Jen.
Jen's a backslider.
Oh, Jen.
And you know what? Rishi's hot, and she unfortunately doesn't really feel good about herself, sadly.
Well, when someone says, I've never really loved anyone except for Rishi, and Gabe said,
You were married? And
you
she's
were
like,
married.
Yeah. She's like, I was more infatuated than I realized later on. I know. I kind of went, oof.
Of course, Chris had to jump in. Know the feeling.
And y'all, every time Chris speaks, Jamie's eyes roll out of her skull.
Yeah.
She hates Chris.
She should.
Which I could kind of understand.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
So, y'all, they reconnected
yes.
at a wedding.
Yes. Jen
and
said they spent a lot of time together, and Rishi said for him it was salvation. That was
Salvation.
sweet. I want a man to say that about me. I don't.
That would if someone did that to me.
Guy tells you
if
were
someone
salvation.
did that to me, I'm like, oh, I gotta go. I left my car running. I left a pot on the stove 3 states away.
3 countries
I gotta
away.
go.
You gotta go.
And I would have been like, doom, like the Roadrunner.
Me.
Yo, salvation, boy. I think I would have gone, oh, that's lovely.
I know, because that's literally what when I watched it, I went, oh.
No,
when you think about it, it's scary.
If you know me and I start talking like Mickey Mouse, that means I'm looking for an exit. My salvation. Jesus. So, he never spent the night, but they were intimate, and so later on, Jen's talking about why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free, but Jen does say we still love each other, but I can't make him choose his family between his family or myself, and I think this is when it should be legitimately over. And I wish Jen would stay stronger on this point. But I think the other... So two things we know after watching, and as casual observers of Indian culture and marriage, especially with people from the West. Two things we know. One, it is obviously frowned upon to marry someone who is much older than you who cannot have children.
Yes.
That is extremely frowned upon. B, it is not possible to get married without your parents' blessing.
Well, yeah, unless, again, the exception of Sumit and Jenny did get married. But
that is true.
But
they did it without telling the parents.
Yes.
And we saw how that worked.
And it took a long time. It took, 10 years for Sumit to get there?
And a lot of henpecking. See what I did there?
Now work way down. That's how you do it.
I got my man.
I crossed that road and I got that cock.
Have you seen the thing that said, cheer up, side pieces, there's hope for you, that it's like Vanessa, Jenny, and there's a picture of Camilla.
Wow.
There's always hope, side pieces.
There's always hope. Wow. She is kind of the winner.
She is. She does give inspiration for side.
Bitch became a queen.
She just had to put in a lot of work. She had to hear the man say, "Camilla, I want to be your tampon." You heard that, right?
No.
How could you have not heard that?
The king said that to her?
Yes, when they were like writing letters or something like that. He's like, "I'd like to be your tampon, so I can live inside you."
He did not say that.
Yes, he did. How did you miss this?
I don't pay attention to royal stuff.
It was fucking news.
Why would someone say that?
Because dirty talk is in the heat of the moment. Have you never said shit like that over text?
So moving on.
Exactly.
Jed and Rishi, I bet it's nothing like you. I bet yours is just fucking disgusting.
I would never want someone to publish the dirty talk.
I bet yours is foul. Just horrible.
Even my phone goes, I'm sorry, I can't even let you type that.
At one time, I was typing something, and then my phone accidentally read it back to me. And it was like, yeah, muck me, wrong, whatever, blah, 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 pink, oink, oink. And he reads it back, and you just go, ooh.
Do you want me to send it?
No, y'all. Have your phone read back.
Want me to send you a text? You said, sending to Daddy.
Sending to.
I want you to treat me like a little schoolgirl. Paddle, paddle. Make me squeal, Daddy. Oink, oink. Do you want me to send?
Boy. Sending to Tommy Greener.
Sending to Father Poodle.
Yeah. Wow.
Can you imagine this instead of Daddy?
Wow.
That's not what you want.
That's not what you want.
No. Where were we? But no, I just want to talk about those two things. I don't think anyone else on this stage understands that. Either they don't understand the culture of both arranged marriage and even love marriages in India, it's not like you just get to marry who you love.
Yeah.
It's more complex than that.
Yeah, because I got to say, I love her, but Debbie did not look.
She doesn't get it.
She was not looking at things with a nuance on this tell-all.
You're a coward, Rishi.
And I thought that. Now,
where's your passion for him?
But both things are true here. They're not looking at that, and they're being too hard on him, and he completely talks into circles and withholds
totally agree
bits
with
of
you.
truth. And
Totally agree with you.
And it's not a gaslighting, but it is this thing that sometimes men do where they don't tell their girlfriend the whole truth. And y'all, that fucking intuition tells you something's off, but you keep thinking you're crazy.
And if Jen doesn't leave this relationship now, she will be in a further long distance relationship with him, and she will become more and more resentful. And y'all, she's resentful as fuck now.
She already is.
But
I mean, that is something to take to the bank, y'all. Even if your intuition is telling you something's off, it is. And that's why she keeps seeking this validation with her friends, because she's like, I'm feeling this way, but that's not true, is it? And then her friends are like, yeah, bitch, that's true. But they don't say it well.
What I did not like is everyone at the very end of this, when we're getting ready to do Chris and Jamie, is all the cast members saying, you should dump him. Because they're only coming from this weird kind of like pro-America sentiment.
Yeah. Well, also this thing that they want this to be like fucking Ralph DiMacchio and Elizabeth Shue, where you fucking fight for love and all this shit.
Oh, from Karate Kid.
Karate Kid, yeah. Okay. Ralph DiMacchio, wasn't it? No,
Ralph Macchio.
Macchio.
You made it even more Italian.
DiMacchio.
Was it Elizabeth Shue?
Yeah, who's in the like a knight in shining armor.
I think that was Karate Kid 2.
I think that is Karate Kid 2.
Glory of Love is from Karate Kid 2, I believe.
Continue.
Oh, no.
I got to look it up.
People are screaming in their cars.
I've heard that. I want to watch that Netflix show, but I never have. I heard it's
Cobra
great.
Kai?
Mm-hmm.
I started it, and there wasn't enough shirtlessness.
Wow.
That movie was a sexual awakening for me, and I thought it would kind of replay that, but it was good. I enjoyed like a couple episodes.
Karate.
I'm living for Mrs. Davis right now. That's the only thing I want to watch.
That's my next thing to watch after
Shrinking.
Shrinking.
Oh my God, it's so good. And Jake McDornan is so
You're
hot.
right. Elizabeth Shue was in Karate Kid 2.
Yeah.
Who's in Karate Kid 1?
Not necessary to know.
Oh, wait, no. She's in Karate Kid 1, too, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, no. I don't know. What's happening?
Why
this isn't working
Why do you scream out things and before you know?
Because I get excited, if I'm honest.
I need to taser you.
I think Elizabeth Shue is in Karate Kid 1 and 2.
And 2.
Boy, she had a good run. I mean, she was in those.
She's not dead. She's fine.
But I mean, think about that in her life. She had that.
She had Leaving Las Vegas.
Leaving Las. Well, that was later on. But then she had Adventures in Babysitting.
Adventures in Babysitting.
One of my favorite movies ever. Full stop. And then, that woman backed out of Back to the Future 1, and she got to be in the rest of Back to the Futures as his girlfriend.
Oh, that's right.
What a career, Elizabeth Shue.
Leah Thomas was in the first one, wasn't she? You're thinking of Leah Thomas.
Leah Thomas plays the mother.
Yeah, but she also plays his girlfriend.
But oh God, now Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson plays Marty's mother. But in Back to the Future 1, she plays his father's girlfriend.
Right.
But she goes to the dance with Marty and
tries
to put her hand on the leg.
This is very frustrating for everyone listening.
Elizabeth Shue played his girlfriend because remember, she wakes up in the car on Back to the Future 2. She wakes up in the future.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
People
are screaming.
I apologize now. This is very frustrating, I'm sure, for those of you who knew this. I apologize in advance. I really do. I apologize. We need to move on.
We're stupid.
So, Anyway, he talks in circles. You're exactly right. And everyone's trying to find. So Rishi, who comes first, your partner or your family? Or Danielle asks.
Danielle asks that.
And he says, I go with family first, but here's the thing. One is my heart and the other is my soul. And he points to his body. I'm thinking, where are those located? Is one above your stomach and the other is underneath your duodenum?
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what a duodenum is.
It's some part of your body.
I wonder if, the only people that kind of got the relationship were Veronica and Tim.
Yeah, because they saw some in Ginny season.
Yes, because Tim was like, he's in a hard spot.
We've said that the whole time.
And Veronica called it when she said she doesn't want to admit that she is so in love with him and wants to marry him.
Fucking
and
man.
I went, that is a dead. I kind of went. We should have said that.
She's not over him. And
she's not.
He is, and she can see that he is desperately in love with her.
Oh, yeah.
She knows it to her very core, and she still has hope because she said this is the only man she's ever been in love with. Head over heels.
True. By the way, Veronica looked gorgeous.
She
in that
did.
Yellow dress.
I thought
beautiful.
she did.
I know
I think Tim looked good.
He looked good. I know she's a friend of the show, but still, I would tell her.
She
I would
looked
text her and say, I don't
gorge.
like your dress. She looked gorgeous.
No, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't tell her that. I get jealous when people wear pale yellow because I literally look like I've been laying in a morgue when I wear it.
It's not something I can wear.
But I love it on other people.
Yeah. Dark-skinned people look really
Gorgeous.
good in it.
Love a pale yellow moment.
Dark-skinned people, like medium-skinned people look good in it.
She told me she got it at Belk's.
Belk.
That's what I said.
But I've never heard anyone say Belk in my life. Everyone says Belks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Was Belks around you?
No, we didn't have one.
Yeah.
I think we might have one. No, we don't.
We
We have that other store your mom liked that was so shitty when I went into it. I can't believe it was just a bunch of junk.
Black House White Market?
No, the outlet.
Burks.
God. What
Mother
a
Poodle
shitty.
loves Burks,
There's
y'all.
just shit that falls off a truck in that
Yep.
store.
So that's when she loves it. And then she haggles.
She haggles at the outlet
Yeah. It's really embarrassing, actually.
to save like 20 cents.
Yeah. Yeah. Or she's like, I come here all the time. You can't let me have this for this % off.
See, what I don't get is you talk about it being embarrassing, yet I've gone with you to places and they'll say that'll be $20, and then you turn around, not to me, but to everyone in the restaurant, say $20 for a sandwich. God, I better hope it's good.
But so
How do you think that makes me feel?
I'm not interested at that point. So there's this whole thing where Rishi is
That's
making.
because you're watching Classes with Steven and Olga.
I am.
And Steven's trying to steal his son and take it back to America, and I'm fucking triggered. God, Steven and Olga, I hate that guy.
It's really hard to watch.
We don't know spoilers, so don't tell us. We don't know what happens with them, but it is hard to watch.
But
so good, though.
I want to say that they're trying to nail Rishi down, and I get it. But it is a very much of a they're thinking of it very much in a binary situation, like you would do an American Experience. He can't talk that way to his parents.
Both things. He can't talk that way to his parents, and therefore he should not talk that way to Jen.
Exactly.
But
totally agree with you.
Was it Gabe that made a good point? Said, his mom kind of talks like that, so maybe that is just how he learned to talk about things.
Yeah.
And I think Gabe is right.
Well, I think he knows what Rishi has decided to do to get around parental condemnation like that is never give the family the whole story. So it's the culture of telling a half truth so you don't have everything taken away from you. So everyone's happy, but no one's really happy.
Yeah,
I just read that.
that bites you in the ass.
That's kind of what's happening. And especially if there's an American involved who we just brazenly go to the world like, we need the truth.
It doesn't
And the
work
truth
out.
is more complicated than that.
Yes, those half-truths. Speaking of someone who used to lie about drinking the Dr. Pepper, and from someone who's lied about husbands he's been with, those half-truths comes back to bite you.
Yeah, agreed.
Speaking of Dr.
And sometimes they bite.
and sometimes they with
And
teeth.
sometimes it's good. We should take a quick little break.
Good, because
before-
I have another special announcement when we come back from break.
Oh.
Big news. Big news.
Is this show related?
Yes, this is show related.
Okay.
I want to thank everyone for I've gotten, and I'm not kidding.
Okay,
in
what-
the last 2 days I've gotten at least 40 messages about this.
Okay, so it is. Okay.
This is show related. It's from our sissies. It's show
Okay.
related. I want to thank you. I know that Bluebell ice cream has a Dr. Pepper float flavor.
Come on.
We did. Everybody's messaging me about this. I've got to talk about it or it's not going to stop. I'm getting so many messages about Dr. Pepper float ice cream flavor from Bluebell. And yes, I know it's hurtful. It's not like I can get it at this point. I'm not going to go to Oklahoma anytime soon.
Yeah, we don't have Bluebell out here.
We don't have it at all.
Yeah.
So it's just like you said, here's a nice, big, fat, veiny dick that you can't take. That's a sad thing.
You know what? I'm going to allow that one because it's kind of sad. You need to find a way to get Bluebell sent out here. I'm sure you can.
I don't know. Maybe Goldbelly will send it.
Maybe.
That
That service charge they'd charge you though will be not worth it.
but what if they're sponsor one day? Be quiet.
Oh, that's right. I
never
love
know.
Goldbelly.
Boy, if I got Bluebell ice cream sent to me, you would smell it and be over at my house in 10 minutes. You would know.
Bluebell Denali.
That's a good one.
Or their their banana split. Have you ever had the banana
I have.
split?
That's a very-
Y'all, Bluebell ice cream is real good.
It's really fucking good.
I could eat a whole container right now. And then go into a diabetic coma.
Anyway, thank y'all for letting me know. I appreciate it.
You know, that kind of is show specific because you won't stop talking about
People
Dr. Pepper
still
and
send me
you're
that
food
clip
obsessed.
Of that. Well, yeah, they still send me that clip of that old woman talking about Dr. Pepper at 98.
Riveting.
I don't really drink it that much anymore because I don't want to have sugar. But there's just like my grandma used. Do you do any weird things like this where I just always like to have I get the minis, but a little 6-pack of Dr. Pepper. It'll last me for
Nope.
like 6 months.
Nope.
You don't have anything else that you just keep around or buy just because it was something your family always had it?
Nope. I cut everything off. I think you're not
Wow.
you're not
Now we're both
realizing-
sad.
You're not realizing what kind of house I grew up in. We weren't allowed things that we knew were bad for
I don't
us.
even mean food. I just mean they're like, I don't know, something you just like a certain cleaning product you buy or something because that reminds you of home or something like that.
I think sometimes if I see it out places, some things remind me of my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I'll get what is it? Sometimes I'll buy. You know what I'll sometimes buy? Vanilla wafers. That reminds me
really?
of childhood. Yeah,
I haven't had vanilla wafers in forever.
yeah, that reminds me of my childhood. Or sorry, Nilla wafers.
Vanilla
Yeah.
You can't get the other kind. It's like those Hydrox cookies. It's not the same.
And we've said this before. Hydrox were first. Let's move on.
Well, you're not. There was a James Anthony before you, but you're the best.
And I'm the best one.
So there you go. So I think you can support an Oreo.
And my father is one.
Well, I
too.
just dissed him.
Friend, are you saying you're the best, James Anthony? My father and I would argue over that. I think I could see him.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that you did argue over it, and I went, "That's
No.
a horrible thing to argue."
No,
about
I
with
don't
your
think
son.
we could argue about with that. No, my father would say, "Well, you'll still never be as sharp as your old dad."
Well, and then he'll
Say
say,
things like that.
and you're gay."
And you're gay, friend. So at least I'm going to heaven, friend. I just laughed so hard I spilled
It's
water
funny
all over
because
me.
it's sad and it's true, but that they'd say it.
Well, at least I won't burn in fires of hell.
Where were
Anyway, y'all, let's bring in Randy and Myra.
Oh,
We
applause.
We are glammed up. They did not know that Jen and Rishi were back together.
Myra looks great. Randy's dress does not fit her well.
I agree.
It looks
And
terrible
her
on her
hair,
boobs.
her current hair color washes her out.
It's too light. It needs some depth in it. It looks all one color.
And it makes her skin look greenish.
She's a beautiful woman.
I agree.
This was not a great look for her.
Myra looked better. I agree.
We haven't even talked about, well, we know, I guess we did. But did you notice during mid-show, Jen looked fine, and then halfway through, they changed her lip color and it looked so much better.
I agree. I did notice
so
it.
much better on her.
Jen in a way has had a much better glow up. Whatever makeup that she was trying to wear earlier in the season was not working for her.
She did a lot of nudes, and she needs a little color on her face.
Yeah. I think Jen, it's weird. I think Jen I think without makeup, Jen's look can kind of look harsh. Mm-hmm. With the right makeup, it doesn't have to be a lot of makeup.
Just a little color.
Her face comes alive.
I agree. I think that's true for most people. Just the right colors will set you off.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So and Myra's like, I could understand if they just want to hook up, but like
they didn't even know they were back together again.
Yeah. And Myra's like, well, here's the thing, Jen. It's not going to work. It's not in the cards. Y'all, these are not good friends.
She says, I just want to say, she says, it's not going to work. It's completely DOA. It's just dead on arrival. And I hate that.
She did say that. Y'all, and Nicole comes up with this. She's like, we really forget how hard it is to like break with tradition. So I think Nicole does know how hard this is.
And then immediately Gabe and Kim say, nope, don't agree. Nope, America, make choices.
It is they're both like, nope, I don't agree.
Nope.
They are the two, or not Kim, Debbie.
It was Debbie. I'm sorry, I wrote Kim.
It is. They are the sheltered Americans this season.
They are
definitely.
Yeah, and it is interesting to see.
And throw Chris on that burn pile too.
Yeah, but it is that I think what's good, it challenges even what I believe. We often think people that show kind of American privilege. I'm not talking about xenophobia, but so like American privilege, like. We think of the Erics of Eric and Lita. We were talking. Oh, we just watched a scene where Lita. Where did you say Jamie, Eric's ex-wife, had just come from?
Tanya.
Tanya, Eric's ex-wife, and Lita was talking to Tanya.
It looked like she was about to she was waiting to go to recess. Like the teacher was keeping her for a few minutes. Like y'all, the outfit is these like little shorts and a top, and the fit is young, and it looks like, and they're meeting out by the river to talk, and it looks like
she's holding her at recess.
It looks like she's 7. It looks like she's 12 years old.
She's wearing like big Hoka, like not Hoka, but big tennis shoes.
It's
with short
really
socks,
bad.
Very white alabaster. She doesn't.
It is this. We're talking 1991.
She doesn't like to go
look.
outside, but it's her day for recess, so she's going to wear shorts because it's hot outside.
I'm still kind of amazed that Baraboo is this behind.
It's good.
It may just be Tanya.
I don't know. We saw what he wears. So y'all check out our class list on our RG Plus $5 tier.
So
it's good.
We're kind of talking.
Oh, I was just going to say.
Yeah.
I waylaid myself. But we often think that this kind of American privileges. I think this. I realize I associate it a lot with usually a white American perspective and straight a lot of times too. And so this idea that this privilege and American toxicity or whatever, that Gabe's got it, I think, here. I think you're right. That's it. That's all I want to say.
Both Gabe and Debbie.
Yeah.
And there's this also this,
And Chris. Let's
throw them on the burn pile.
Yeah.
Because Nicole's traveled. Nicole's actually been places.
Doesn't Google where she travels to, but she's traveled.
That is true.
Just shows up.
And I think Danielle is aware of it, but still is able to negotiate this as an American woman.
Danielle is
but she
very
manipulates
smart.
it.
She's a smart, miserable bitch.
I know. It's one of the reasons
That's why I don't like her.
I think Danielle, like I said before, Danielle is a worthy arch nemesis.
Oh, yeah. And she is old enough to know better. 100%.
Still too young to care. You got to stop saying that.
But it's true. I just realized, is Nicole only well-traveled because she travels thinking that's where they're going to cast the next season of Project Runway and she'll get on it?
No, Nicole's looking for the next reason to live her life.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee you she's auditioned for Project Runway 100%.
Oh, yeah. I think...
New season's coming back, by the way.
I would love to read transcripts of Nicole's therapy sessions because, y'all, something happened. No one speaks that way, and something traumatic happened.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what that was, but it was an event where she had that event. And the rest of her life, you can see it as pre that event and post that event.
Yeah.
And she learned to be away. She had to learn behavior to survive. And I can feel sorry for her. I can find her behavior disgusting and manipulative, which I do. But I can see it also as a method of survival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually the thing that that keeps us safe when we are younger is the thing that holds us back when we're adults.
Where'd you get my therapy notes? Wow.
Well,
didn't expect to be read for filth.
That's from my own experience and clients, but yeah. Anyway.
Wow, have you been... didn't think I gave permission, my therapist, permission to talk to you.
But that should be a reminder.
Ouch.
Instead of think about it this way. That little kid of yourself knew how to save yourself when you didn't know how. Mm-hmm. And so you can always save yourself again, no matter what you're going through.
Let's not get into this.
You can.
I'm going through a difficult time in my own therapy.
Oh.
So maybe...
Can I hug you now?
Get away from me. Get away from me. I will bite you.
I just want to love you now.
No.
Like Debbie did Nicole.
Everyone goes through difficult times.
Yeah.
There's just like this is a really intense time. We're going into some heavy stuff.
We honestly, we did today in my therapy as well, and I did not expect it. And all started from a story about a go-kart and Aunt Peggy. Who knew? I'm gonna leave it there because it's my therapy. I'm gonna keep it personal.
Can I just say that now? If that sounds like therapy, I think you should leave it there.
I'll be the judge, but maybe.
So the next thing, what did you get out of there? I don't know how much credence we can give this, but Randy's like, he sent actually much more than they showed of the texts and things like that.
There was a lot of stuff we missed. I just felt like that was kind of bullshit, to be honest. And I know his friend said it, but based off the evidence and who we saw on the show, and I don't trust him. I don't trust a lot of people, but I don't think Rishi's cheating on her.
Me either.
And even though we had the friend earlier in the season who said that he's known this, but then when Myra said, oh, yeah, and I didn't tell you when we were at a cafe, everybody knew who he was in Jaipur and said, oh, stay away from that guy. And I went, terrible friends. And also, why didn't you tell your friend when you were in fucking Jaipur with her?
Can we get a couple of martinis over here?
Texas margaritas. What did you think of that when she said that?
I think they have been with Jen, or these women go around to other women in their friend group and try to run their lives and get involved because I think their lives aren't interesting enough, and they get some type of of cachet from that, of meddling.
They're the being right friends. They want to be right a lot. I agree with that.
Now, are they entertaining? Yes.
Yes.
I don't want to know these people, though. I find women,
They are not a Debbie and Raina.
women like this.
Which we got to get back to them.
Yes, we do.
They sent us a video, y'all. They want to hang out.
We may have to go to Connecticut.
We might
after
have
all.
to go to Connecticut.
Speaking of going to Connecticut, I had, after I said, we're never, I don't know what show it was on, but I said, we're not going to fucking Connecticut. There's no reason
We were
to.
talking about it on something because I wanted to go see Debbie and Raina.
And I said, absolutely not. We're not going. We don't have a ton of fans there. Well, they came for me. And we have a lot of people. If we go anywhere, I'll tell you guys right now, it would probably be New Haven, outside of New Haven.
Oh, like in Popeye.
Yeah. Is that New Haven? I don't know. I don't know where Popeye is.
It's called I believe it's called New Haven.
I don't think
that's
you're
a town
correct.
I think the film with Robin Williams there. I think they're.
Why don't you look that up?
Sissy will tell me.
So,
we really should have, but we don't have the time to do this, and Christina doesn't have the time to do it.
can we stop there?
But, but though where armchair expert Dak Shepard, he does. I love that show. But Monica at the end, they record the episode and then
Yes.
later she fact checks him and tells him all the things he got wrong.
Right.
Sometimes we need that.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
I don't.
Yeah, sure. So we bring on the mom and the uncle, and the mom basically says, "Well, they're not engaged again, so it's fine." And later on, Rishi, the translator, is talking.
Yeah,
to
because
them.
Sean is asking the questions. How do you
And
feel about them being together?
It's very hard to parse what's going on because I think both mom and the uncle are trying to be very polite for TV audiences. And Rishi's trying to be deferential to his parents because I think all the Americans on stage and even Sean want Rishi and to tell mom and uncle, this is the woman I love. And whatever you say doesn't matter because I will be with her. And I don't think that's culturally ever going to happen for him. And I think Rishi could not say that at the time because I think that's also not going to be, he can't tell Jen that.
No. And is that right?
Because that's closing the door.
Is that right?
No.
No, that's terrible. It's kind of what we talked about when we were talking about other colorism and things like that. It's horrible and we don't approve of these, but it is this
it's prevalent.
A woman at this age. And when Jen gets she's like, I'm sick of her saying that. I'm like, then you don't understand the culture well enough. Because I grant that's hurtful. I hear that. And that is hurtful to hear. But you chose to be with a man who lives in India. And that is very important for your culture.
I said this when we were talking about submit. Dogma and cultural structures of culture and cultural rules are the way a society creates longevity.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it goes away. Mm-hmm. They've been doing pretty good for a couple of thousand years now. Mm-hmm. And they preserved it through these cultural rules. Mm-hmm. And whatever you can say, if you don't think it's right, fine. It's working for them.
I don't think it's right.
I agree.
We don't, but it's
in an American perspective.
But it's like you said, thousands of years of culture that you just can't. That it's
upend.
It's upend, and again, kudos to Tim and Veronica because Tim brought up the fact his uncle and his mother are too old to make money and take care of themselves. So literally, he doesn't just emotionally. He physically, monetarily, he takes care of them.
Yeah. And if he didn't, he wouldn't be a good son. And the parents and familial relationships like there are at the top of the pyramid in Indian culture.
So that's hard for him. I mean, it really does fall back on Rishi though, because it's Jen's job to educate herself on Rishi's culture, but it's Rishi's responsibility to date in a realistic relationship.
Right. But
and he entered this with false premises.
But finally, Rishi says, I love my mom and I love Jen, but he doesn't tell her he wants to get married. But finally, he does say, you know what, Mom? It doesn't matter if you accept it or not. And the parents say, we don't. And she's like, oh no, Rishi, you're not getting married.
He says, well, I'm going to get married one. Y'all, the real star of this episode was someone we didn't see, was that translator. This is the first time on 90 Day where Sean Robinson literally said, can we just hear directly from the translator? Agree. Because Rishi wasn't even interpreting what she said. He was full on interpreting. We were seeing in real time what he does to Jen on the daily.
No, you're right.
That was actually riveting, and I couldn't stop watching.
And y'all,
it was great.
Finally, Myra and Randy said, we need to say goodbye. Before then, they're going to read the entire panel for filth. Yeah. And I'm here for it. So already, like literally, Myra's got notes. She's like, Gabe and Isabel, your love is genuine. We look up to you. Boring. Moving on. Debbie, you're beautiful with a huge heart. Osama, you're an asshole. Did you realize you were leading her on? Danielle and Johan, you emasculate Johan and you carry your balls in his purse. And you wanted control.
I think you were trying to take all the control.
Yeah. And at one point, and Daniel's like, I can't take anyone's masculinity, and especially in this culture.
And I want to say, can we roll that tape where you said, I'm the husband and the wife?
If he wants to be the patriarch, he needs to pay the bills, which is really, really awful.
Really awful.
Then we quickly take a break, unfortunately. And
it's really crazy during the break where Jen is sitting there, and then Debbie and Randy and Myra come and sit, and you just see Danielle just looking at them. Oh, I loved it.
Excuse us! Go through! And that's when everyone's basically trying to tell Jen they need to break up with Rishi. And I don't think it's going to help. So the next thing we get back is it's all the sex talk. They bring in pillow talk. I don't want to cover this too much.
I'm going to say this. Again, and he brought it up. So it made me a little uncomfortable, but it's why, yes, sometimes he can be a little, maybe he won't hush and tries to, but that is a really just unbelievably brave thing for Gabe to talk about.
I totally agree.
And I just want to again say, anyone who is trans, you don't think this is your role model of how you need to talk about your experience. This is for the individual person. Yeah. And honestly, I felt like it was a little too much.
I think he thought this was a way to bring visibility to things.
I don't, it's not too much. I wouldn't have the bravery to do it.
I agree. But I want to clarify as well. That was Gabe's experience of being trans. That's not a lot of people's experience.
No.
I think he feels that that's his job as an activist in some ways.
Yeah.
To talk about.
I love him for
body.
doing it. It was actually amazing.
I'm glad that some people did laugh, and I'm glad it was handled with some kind of thing. And I think it showed Lauren and Alexi would say when they were talking about like with things that were excretions, and Lauren went like she couldn't believe it.
I actually would like pillow talk. Probably we just don't watch it because it's basically
it's a hat and a hat.
That's what we're doing.
We're pillow talkers.
But Kenny and Armando were so fun. God, can we just take a moment to remember? I miss David and Annie.
Oh yeah, they're always like that.
Oh, when he was like, "Hey, he's talking about his dick," and she's like, "That's so crazy."
You mean Robert and Annie?
Robert and Annie, but yes, David and Annie too. Oh, I missed them all.
So we do find out that
stinky like a donkey.
Debbie says, "I'm not attracted to young men at all. I much prefer a seasoned gentleman." But it was a really total bummer to fall in love with a 24-year-old. But she says, I haven't been intimate in 12 to 14 years. It's a special gift. You don't just give it to random people.
'Tis a gift to be simple.
'Tis a gift to be free. Anyway, a lot of penis talk.
They talked a lot about this, and anyway.
You can watch it. We're not going to talk about it.
Best part is when Veronica looked at Tim and said, "Would you change your penis size?" And what did Tim say, Poodle?
Maybe if I had a really small one. Every guy says that that's fine for him.
What did he say?
I wouldn't choose that. He's like, you think? And I did like it when Gabe finally says, we're talking about. It took 9 months for him to pee out his urethra.
Oh, bless his heart. It's horrible.
And he said, so anyone who thinks that being trans is a choice, which I'm not even here to litigate whether that's being a choice. Fine. Great. It is for that person. But it is, and he's like, but why would I choose that?
Yeah.
I think we have moved in LGBT thought and discussion. We've moved past this idea of it being a choice in most places. And then for some people,
in our country, I disagree with that.
Really?
With all the litigation that's going on.
No, I agree with, I would say in discussions in LGBT spaces.
Oh,
I should say.
Yes. I was like,
No. I think it's just as relevant now, but I'm saying in LGBT spaces, we've moved past
thankfully
talk of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And words like sexual preference, things like that.
Matthew, I don't know what Jesus thinks about your lifestyle.
Yeah, lifestyle.
Speaking of queer people, let's talk about Jamie is over, and Jamie is looking like someone from the best little whorehouse in Texas.
I don't know what she's wearing.
What the fuck is she wearing?
Chris looked awful with her roots showing, but it looked like her version of female Johnny Cash.
Yes.
But Jamie this was costume.
Those gays did her wrong.
I agree.
They put her hair up on top of her head.
It was bad.
Her makeup was, she was just wearing like a nighty negligee.
It was bad.
It was
very bad.
Bad. She looked like a woman of the afternoon.
That's like when you get too old to be a woman of the night.
Yeah.
Because you got to go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. That's what,
So
you got to get fucked by Jeopardy. Because that theme song always puts you to sleep.
Wow. Oh. Boom. Exactly. So I don't know how to. We were talking about this right before. I asked you, how do we talk about this? Because this is. Do I believe Jamie's receipts? 100%. I think it's not helpful when Chris denies everything. And I do believe what Jamie is saying. But after a while, I'm kind of like, why are we even fighting? You two aren't matched. Obviously, Chris and Jamie says, I don't know who I married. That wasn't a real person. Mm-hmm. And I think we can agree with that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're fighting because they're on the show. They wouldn't even probably. Yeah. Although it makes you feel, even if they weren't on the show, they would still be engaging in some way. It's hard. Yeah, y'all. This was all over the place. Nothing was really. It was so messy. It's most sections of this tell-all, we got the things from a tell-all that make a good tell-all. We didn't really get that with them because, again, it goes back to everything. We're not talking about what's actually happening underneath. It's all, and Chris is such an addict and such struggling. Maybe she's sober now or whatever, but I'm just saying her personality type.
Yeah, it's totally addictive.
There's no responsibility for anything. I bet you sissies that watch her that are in recovery probably get fucking triggered by her big time.
I agree.
Because she just, and I got to say, if I had to pick a team, I'm Team Jamie on this.
Me too. I think what I'm qualifying is because there's so much information, they're not talking to each other. one brings up something and the other brings up something completely unrelated.
It's two children talking to mommy saying,
And they
say I'm right.
And they don't know how to fight.
Yeah.
And there's still so much anger, and they only kind of
There's no
want to hurt
debate
the
to
other.
it. There's no debate to it at all.
And when she said, you know what, I was like, I found out she was cheating on me the second time, which I feel like this was in the beginning of their relationship.
Yeah.
So that Chris is still bringing up that. I just left my work and I flipped my car and I rolled on my car and I hurt my neck. And then Tom's son had to have eye surgery. And it turns into the Erica Jane story.
Yeah, but you know what I heard in that was she had a wreck. When I say addict behavior to get people, if they're like, I don't know what that is. She just said it was Jamie's responsibility and Jamie's fault that she wrecked her car and flipped her car. Whereas I went, okay, if you were upset by Jamie, what did you do after the phone call with Jamie? Did you have a drink? Did you do some drugs?
Yeah.
Were you angry?
Did you take some pills?
Were you driving recklessly? None of those things would enter her consciousness of something she did.
Yeah, totally agree. So at one point they ask, she's like, marriage? There is no marriage. And Jamie says, I'm single.
I'm single.
And
then Tim and Veronica come out then.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed. This was a good segment for them.
What do you think about Debbie's assessment that you don't know if this woman here can find predators like Jamie?
Sit down, Debbie.
I think this is a very naive viewpoint that all the Americans are around. I think Debbie is extremely triggered or she's biased by her own opinion of someone from overseas who got money from her.
I say with love, you haven't gotten fucked in 14 years and been in a relationship until this young guy.
You can't weigh in.
Kettle Black,
yeah.
Because also too, I just want to say, predator is a strong word to throw around.
I agree,
and that is not an appropriate word.
I don't think
to
that's
use.
Jamie at all.
Not now. I'm Team Jamie, but do I think Jamie is a drama queen?
Yeah.
Do I think it's probably really hard to be in a relationship with her because she wants you to be about me, me, me? You said that all the time about her. Yes. Do I think she probably has a tendency to flirt with other women because she always likes the attention?
She doesn't want to be alone.
I don't think she's a great girlfriend.
But no one deserved this.
But no one deserved this.
Yeah. At one point, Sean's like, "So Jamie's a predator?" When she hears that, and everyone's like, "This is a really bad take."
I'll tell you the worst take is, what fucking 40-year-old adult has an elephant phone case? What the fuck?
Well, I'll tell you what.
That tells you something.
No,
right there.
No, we called it the first time we saw her. When she came out in a onesie and she was a fairy, something happened.
Someone's stuck in childhood trauma.
She stopped there.
Yeah.
It's ugly, but it's true.
I'm not saying you have to have a boring phone case, but this was a gigantic elephant phone case.
Supposedly, the last thing we hear before is Jamie saying, well, her ex-boyfriend's sending me nudes of her having sex. So, and I'm thinking, how did you get that number? And so she's going to have more receipts in part 3 of this tell-all, I assume. And
Veronica reads the text between Jamie and the other woman, and yes, it seemed like they were having an affair. And Jamie admitted to that, but again, we never really, what we didn't get is we didn't get a timeline.
Yeah. Well,
from this.
What Chris is talking about is emotional cheating that happened before they got married. And Jamie only wants to talk about the financial relationships after what Chris did to her.
Yeah, but Jamie's defense is, though, yes, I cheated on you, but that's because you said you would call me back in 3 days, and then I didn't talk to you for 2 months. And even Veronica called it. She's like, you can't just in 3 days send someone, you're on the toilet, send a text, say, I'm really busy with work. I'll call you when I can. And that's it, is that Chris is like, I'm busy working day and night and day. I'm so busy I can't call her. No.
Yeah.
No, honey, you didn't make her a priority. You went over to left the U.S. You went to Colombia. You couldn't get the fucking drugs that you can't get in the U.S. anymore, and you got pissed about it, and you came back.
I think there's not a single person besides maybe Debbie who can't see who Chris is.
I agree.
And I think we're gonna continue. And Chris, here's the most frustrating thing, you guys. Chris is never gonna accept responsibility for anything until she maybe sobers up or gets or goes through a lot of work on herself. And I think she's in the middle of it still.
Jamie got a gift.
I agree. That's the show.
That's the show.
Part 3 is next week.
Ooh.
The finale.
It's a 2 hour. Another 2 hours.
Another 2 hour.
I got to say, I'm still not sick of this show yet.
I'm not either.
This has been great the other way.
It's, to me, this has been the best season of 90 Day Fiancé since like B90 season 5.
Is that Gino and Jasmine B90?
Yep.
Because this will be season 6.
Yep. That season was unfucking hinged.
That season was great.
And even that season, I started to hate it as it drew on.
I didn't. I only end up. The only ones I hate by the end a little bit are Happily Ever After. Every other one.
I hate them at the beginnings.
Yeah. All right, everybody. That's the show. Go to realitygaze.com. That's where you can find everything about us. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you listen to. What a fun day this was today. What a good show and good to talk about. I enjoyed myself. We hope you enjoyed yourself.
Someone's high on themselves.
You know what? And I will be.
Good for you.
If you can't be high on yourself, how are you going to be the high on any? Or
That's true.
This is it. If you can't be high on yourself, how are you going to be low on anyone else?
Ooh, I want to get low.
All right, everybody. We call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yes. And if you've been to the club as a player and you just looking for a playette. You wanna come home when you want to see me. I wanna come home.
Come home.
You don't want to be me.
Don't wanna be me.
Don't you come home to tell me no lies. All of your questions and whys. Just don't come home if your dick is wet.
If your dick is wet.